How does the most decorated singer in history, a global icon with unparalleled influence and a legacy that defines multiple eras, struggle to sell products or move the needle for a successful brand? Beyonce is the queen of music and of culture and simply the zeitgeist. She has consistently shattered ceilings in multiple departments of her career, but when it comes to translating that power into the business world, there is such a disconnect with how she's able to interpret the messaging of her business or interpret the messaging of her as a brand or as an individual in this space. How is a woman so powerful unable to dominate this space regardless of how many other times she's tried? We've seen it with House of Dereon, we've seen it with Ivy Park, and now we're seeing it again with Sacred. I did 2 analyses of this same topic on my Instagram, and those videos ended up on multiple different blogs with some of the most interesting conversations going on in the comments of some of these blogs. And as I looked through these comments, something that I started to pick up on a lot was the fact that some people simply just don't get it. Before we even go deeper into this video, I just want to make one thing clear. Beyonce is the queen of music, and she is just as phenomenal and iconic as the world thinks she is, or as she thinks she is. I think she's an incredible performer, an incredible entertainer, and whether we like it or not, she is forever ingrained in time and is always going to be as iconic of a human being as she is. But that is not what this video is about. In fact, that level of power is what causes the question as to why she is unable to transfer that same level of influence and power into the businesses that she runs, and how she's able to really put that out to her audience, which is what we're really going to be talking about today. What we're seeing play out here is just how far celebrity culture is starting to die down, especially when it comes to that customer relationship with celebrities. People are not buying into celebrities anymore because of the caliber of their celebrity status, but because they can see versions of themselves in that celebrity or in the product they're marketing to them. Sales is built from trust, and trust is built through relationships. And when it comes to celebrity businesses, the same theory applies. We're going to take a look at where it all kind of started, which is House of Dereon. When she came out with House of Dereon, a lot of people thought it was one of the most brilliant ideas by a celebrity. She co-created it with her mother, Tina Knowles, and this fashion brand hoped to bring hot couture inspired designs to everyday wear. However, despite her star power, House of Dereon struggled to establish a clear identity, largely due to just the inconsistent branding and unclear target audience. There was also the aesthetic failure where it was very ambitious, which is not a problem, but it mismatched with the purchasing behaviors and desires of its intended demographic. The brand overall failed to communicate how it connected with everyday consumers, making it feel detached and just out of touch. Branding quickly oscillated between high-end aspirations and affordable fashion, which left people just simply confused. It made the brand look like a celebrity-endorsed business or celebrity-endorsed project versus a relatable, inclusive fashion line. And as we go further, I need you to start to notice these patterns with the businesses she creates, where there is this constant disconnect with the audience and an almost impossible means of fully delivering clarity and consistency and connection, but with a lot of mystery and needing to read in between the lines. I need you to understand that mystery does not sell, and it especially doesn't sell when you are a celebrity, because people are scrutinizing your work a lot harder than they would if it was just any other business. The same thing happened with Ivy Park, where as of 2023, Adidas parted ways with the brand and completely just stopped being a part of the business because the business fell $200 million short of its annual sales target. Ultimately led to the demise of yet another business. And on my Instagram a couple weeks ago, I said, you're hardly ever going to see any human being outside of Instagram in real everyday life wearing Ivy Park. And some people commented and said, this is funny because I'm writing this comment while literally being in Ivy Park. First of all, I didn't say there is not a single person who is wearing Ivy Park in real everyday life. I said you would hardly see anyone wearing Ivy Park in real life, and I still stand by that. Not to speak down on the brand, but just speak to the understanding of why it's so important to build a community around your business versus running your business under the guise of a brand and being so disconnected from it in a way that there is just constant mystery and a need to read between the lines of your brand. And I'm going to show you what I mean with it. The campaigns seemed to consistently be focused on Beyonce and her family without letting the customers be the center and the focal point of the overall business. Again, this just simply seemed like yet another celebrity endorsed brand or another celebrity endorsed project by Beyonce versus something that she was running for herself by herself. It was always the incredibly branded photos, the HD curated stories. It was always centered around that need for a brand versus the need to just genuinely connect with a community that you're supposed to be building around your business. Which brings me to one of her most recent businesses, Sacred by Beyonce. Last month, Sacred got 91,000 website visitors, which is a lot of people, but in the very same hair care industry, you know who got over 500,000 visitors? Tracee Ellis Ross with over 611,000 visitors. That is almost 7 times as Beyonce is getting in Sacred. If you are a business owner watching this, before we even move any further, I just need this to serve as your reminder that followers do not equal sales, and they especially do not equal community. These two businesses are owned by two very powerful women in the industry. Pattern Beauty being owned by Tracee Ellis Ross and Sacred by Beyonce being owned by Beyonce. So why is Tracee Ellis Ross, with significantly less move in the industry or wave in just Hollywood altogether, able to get 7 times more website visitors to her online store than Beyonce would with Sacred? When I did this analysis on Instagram, a lot of people had the opinion of not comparing Sacred to a much more established older brand, which older being 3 to 5 years, and seeing the need to do the comparison with a much more recent brand. And I'm going to do both comparisons for you so you understand that this is not about which brand has been around for longer, but about what brand is leveraging the power of community building. Because if we're being completely honest, it does take so much more to keep a brand running than it does to start a brand, especially if you're starting a brand as Beyonce. You should be having so much more of a wave going as a freshly launched business than a pre-existing business that's been around for so long, right? Wrong. Not if you're unable to build a community around your business and build that connection with your audience that lets them know you're not just looking for a cash grab, but actually interested in the overall impact your business has on them. When it comes to Tracee Ellis Ross and Pattern Beauty, you see a very interesting dynamic between her business and Sacred by Beyonce. And I'm saying this because, contrary to what a lot of people actually believe, these two businesses have very similar brand messaging and a very similar overarching brand presentation and style. They speak to exactly the same set of people, and they have very similar brand visions and who they hope to influence with their business. So how is Pattern able to do any better than Sacred? Pattern's campaigns are deeply rooted in education, teaching customers about textured hair care while celebrating their natural beauty. This positions the brand as not just an authority in the industry, but as a team that genuinely cares about the transformative journey of every single customer. Business emphasizes diversity in every aspect of its branding, from product offerings to marketing campaigns, by celebrating the uniqueness of textured hair. And by celebrating this uniqueness, it fosters a sense of pride and belongingness amongst its community. Now, this community part of it all is where Sacred seems to miss the mark, and this is where I really want us to focus on. When you look at Pattern, you can kind of see how Tracee relates to the business versus how Beyonce relates to every single one of her businesses. Tracee regularly shares her personal hair care journey. She is constantly creating an emotional connection with her audience. Customers feel like they are part of her story, and they're not just buying into her products, but into an overarching story that Tracee herself is a part of. But when it comes to Sacred, there's this disconnect where the customers cannot entirely see even the owner of the brand fully take ownership and take full pride in the work that they put into creating these different products and celebrate the transformation that people are getting from these products. One of my first analysis of this particular topic, a lot of people seem to disagree with it until a couple months later when Beyonce herself released a video where she seemed to connect a little bit more with the business. From that one video, we could see just how the entire business perception completely transformed within a matter of a couple of hours. People started to see the business differently and wanted to interact with the brand a lot more, but that momentum did not last long at all, because that was the one and only time we ever got such a video from Beyonce herself. But even in that one instance, you could already see just how important it was for people to feel like they could connect with the owner of the business, because as a celebrity, people want to feel that sense of community with your business, not to feel like they are being just sold to and targeted. This same thought process is why we've seen Rihanna completely take over the beauty industry. Not only are her products just so revolutionary and literally transformed the beauty industry forever with multiple shades when she came out with Fenty Beauty, but her interaction with the audience and the way she makes the audience feel seen, represented, and heard by her brand is just one for the books. We have literally seen her go to event after event after event, meet people where they are, connect with influencers, connect with customers. And even as we go into the new year, I need you to understand that more and more businesses are starting to understand the need to build a community around their business and prioritize the experience of the community versus hanging on to the need for a brand. And other celebrities like Kim Kardashian with Skims have been able to really master this art, and it's completely transformed their business. Skims is now valued at $4 billion from barely $1 million in just a matter of a very short time, because she's been able to fully understand the need and the power of a community around your business and letting the audience be the hero of the story versus letting herself or the celebrity be the main carrier of the business. This is the disconnect we're seeing with Sacred, and it's the same one we've seen with every of Beyonce's businesses, where that mystery and that need to consistently read between the lines without fully connecting with the audience and meeting them where they are is where we are seeing customers pull away from the business and not see the business as something they can actually see themselves in or be relatable with. And more, the numbers are becoming so telling. We have Pattern Beauty with 611,000 monthly visitors on their website. We have Fenty Beauty with over 200,000 daily visitors on their website. And mind you, Fenty Hair, for example, is as recent of a brand as Sacred, and they launched around the same exact time. We have Rare Beauty with almost 500,000 website visitors per month. And then we have Sacred with 91,000 website visitors per month. 91,000 people is a ton of people. But when you put this number in comparison with other celebrity-owned businesses, you can kind of see where the disconnect is happening and why all of these other businesses are doing tremendously better than a business owned by one of the most historical figures in the world. The key takeaways here are simple. As a business owner, relatability is non-negotiable. The need to build a community around your business is not up for discussion. It is, in fact, a consistent mentality that you must hold with your business every single step of the way. People are not buying into brands anymore. They're buying into other people. They're buying into versions of themselves that they can see in you, and into a community where they feel safe, seen, represented, and heard by not just the owner, but just the overall methodology of the business. But when you are a celebrity and you are the key champion of that business, they do want to be able to feel like they relate to you and like you're not just trying to get cash out of them. And another thing I need you to always keep in mind is the need for sustained engagement throughout the entirety of your business, because we're not here to play the short game. We're here to play the long game. What sets a brand apart is not how much of a wave it gets in the beginning, but how well it's able to stand the test of time and build that loyalty over time. And in order to do that, you need people who will stand with you through every single step of the way. That is what a community is about, and consistent, meaningful engagement guarantees longevity. Whether you are a celebrity or an entrepreneur in your industry, the lesson here is clear. Invest in your community and your community will invest in you. I created a guide with step-by-step strategies to help you build a vibrant, engaged community around your business, all in 60 days. The link is in the description. You can check it out and use it for your business. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. I cannot wait to see you on the next video.